Tonight, several breaking stories as we come on the air. The race to contain the fires in California. And tonight, our team in a boat right off the Pacific Coast Highway. What's been wiped away, and you'll see it. Also breaking tonight, the deal to get the hostages. The infighting now in Israel. This vote has been moved. And the SpaceX launch just moments ago reports tonight, did they lose the main spacecraft? First tonight, firefighters in California, the rare window, a break from the winds before the next system moves in. The fires still burning tonight, and now the landslide today destroying a home. And the inspiring moment, Bruce Willis made a rare public appearance to thank first responders. Tonight, the deal to get the hostages out. Is it already at risk? The U.S. insisting the fragile ceasefire will take effect Sunday between Israel and Hamas. But tonight, the infighting among Israeli lawmakers, the vote that did not happen today. Here in the U.S. tonight, a Southwest pilot arrested, pulled out of the cockpit, charged with DUI, witnesses describing what they saw. President-elect Donald Trump's pick to oversee the economy, billionaire Scott Bessent, pressed by senators what he says he's open to. And tonight, the list growing of tech billionaires and their prominent seats at the inauguration. The car stolen, a 4-year-old girl in the backseat, the frantic search to find her. And there is late word coming in on this tonight. This evening, Rudy Giuiliani reaching a settlement moments before he was supposed to testify. What he'll have to give those Georgia elections workers now and what he keeps. Those two spectacular launches today, SpaceX and Blue Origin, a short time ago. The tower catching the booster returning to Earth. But have they lost the main rocket tonight? The new report this evening on cancer in the U.S., what they're now seeing in women and young people, what you need to know. Tonight, we remember a famous filmmaker, Blue Velvet to Mulholland Drive, and the TV hit Twin Peaks. And another loss tonight, the tributes to Mr. Baseball.
Just a bit outside.
Some of his funniest moments, including on Johnny Carson.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We are following several breaking stories as we come on the air tonight. There is news coming in. The SpaceX booster, it returned a short time ago. It was quite a sight. But have they now lost the main rocket tonight? What we're learning. Also, the Israel ceasefire with Hamas to get the hostages out. Is it already on shaky ground? What's now happened this evening? But we do begin tonight with the race to contain the wildfires in Southern California before major Santa Ana winds are set to return. They now have a small window. Tonight, our first look right here live from the water, what's been wiped away along the Pacific Coast Highway, and you'll see it. The latest fire erupting in San Bernardino, fueled by those gusting winds. Firefighters quickly deploying, able to keep it from growing. And look at the new aerial images tonight of the destruction, more than a week after the Palisades fire began. And tonight, the new risk. Water used to douse the flames, now triggering landslides. A home that survived the fires destroyed by a landslide just today. ABC's chief national correspondent Matt Gutman leading us off tonight. He's live at a boat in the waters right off the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu. And Matt, we saw this from the air when we were there last week, but tonight, this is the first view from the water. And you were showing us before we came on the air here. It is devastating.
It absolutely is, David. And the reason we're here parked right off the iconic Pacific Coast Highway is because for the first time, we've been given permission to fly a drone over the ruins of Malibu. And I want to give you a sense of the breadth and the scale of the destruction there. Those seaside homes absolutely gutted by that fire, which creeped up the hill. You can see the burn scars up there as well. But it also gives you a sense of the monumental effort to try to restore services here. Gas, electricity, water, and all of that made possible by improving conditions today, which are set to continue through the weekend.
Tonight across Southern California, a brief break in the fire conditions that have plagued the region for more than a week now, giving battered firefighters and communities a chance to catch their breath. But now a new danger looming. This home in Pacific Palisades survived the fires last week, only to be crushed by a landslide this morning.
If you look right above it, you're going to see a lot of smoldering debris and things that have burned.
Stuff is like quicksand.
At the Eaton fire, we saw how the flames had baked hard-packed earth into sand. The flames have burned so much vegetation, they're now preparing for near certain mudslides when the rains finally come. And today, officials reopening some of the areas of the Palisades fire for residents, but said it could be more than a week before all the areas are deemed safe for families to return to survey what's left of their homes.
You got to understand, if you haven't been out there, it literally looks like a bomb dropped.
Some have made it back. In the rubble of our Altadena home, we hear Linda Zhang.
Nico, if I can even find his tag.
Calling for her lost cat.
It's the first time I'm seeing everything is gone. That's my new washer and dryer that I just bought.
Linda staying at an Airbnb for now, but struggling to find her next home.
I already got rejected.
Unsure of what comes next, but grateful for the city's generosity.
So is everything you're wearing donated?
Yes, everything I'm wearing except my phone is donated.
Down to the purse and the shoes?
Down to the purse and the shoes, yeah, everything.
And while so many have lost so much, many here are also celebrating those first responders. Bruce Willis's wife, Emma Hemming, posting this video of Bruce shaking hands and thanking LA police officers, a rare public appearance for the Hollywood icon since his dementia diagnosis.
And David, just a short time ago, we learned that mandatory evacuation orders over several areas of these fires have just been lifted. That means that people can go back home. But there's concern that because of erosion and environmental concerns that communities like these and elsewhere across these fires will never look the same. And earlier we mentioned that those weather conditions are improving. They will continue to improve through the weekend, but state forecasters are predicting a series of Santa Ana wind events, the first two of them forecast for next week, David.
Yeah, so they have this window of time right now. Matt Gutman, an extraordinary view tonight. Matt, thank you. Tomorrow on ABC News from Good Morning America straight through World News Tonight, our network-wide reporting on the relief effort in support of the Los Angeles area communities. SoCal Strong, we're calling it, focusing on the area's recovery, rebuilding, the resilience, and how you can help. Starting on GMA here on World News Tonight and across all ABC News programs, ABC News Live, and our ABC-owned stations. That's all day, right here tomorrow. Matt, thank you. We turn next tonight to the other news. Last-minute negotiations over the fragile Israeli-Hamas ceasefire deal with the fate of those hostages, Americans among them, hanging in the balance now. Infighting in Israel among lawmakers. The vote was moved today. Here's our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, with what he's learned in Tel Aviv.
Tonight, the U.S. insisting the fragile ceasefire hostage deal will start as planned on Sunday, despite intense infighting inside the Israeli government.
After more than 400 days of struggle, a day of success has arrived.
After a tense day of last-minute negotiations, the Israeli cabinet expected to vote on the deal as soon as tomorrow. Inside Gaza, the bombing hasn't stopped. More than 80 Palestinians killed in Israeli strikes since the deal was announced, according to the Gaza Health Ministry. The Biden administration criticized by some for its support of Israel's war. At the State Department today, a rare moment of protest.
Get your hands off me! Get your hands off me!
As outgoing Secretary of State Antony Blinken was thanking the press. Security dragging an independent reporter and activist out of the briefing room.
Criminal! Why aren't you in The Hague? Why aren't you in The Hague?
The anger also coming from families of Israeli hostages.
Every night for 467 days, people have come here to protest against the Netanyahu government. Tonight, the chant is very simple. Bring them home and sign the deal.
Phase 1 of the agreement will see the release of 33 hostages, including Americans Sagi Dekelchen and Keith Siegel, in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Keith and his wife Aviva kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th. Aviva was freed more than a year ago. Now Keith's brother Lee anxiously awaiting his return.
I can't allow myself to raise expectations until I'm giving Keith a hug.
For many Gazans like Tala Imad Herdzala, hope.
After a year and 3 months of pain, of suffering, of death and blood, it's time to say this is the end.
David, Israel accusing Hamas of reneging on parts of the agreement, something Hamas denies. But there's also politics here as Netanyahu tries to keep his government together. But tonight, the hostage families accusing the government of unnecessary delays. David?
I know you're going to be watching this very closely, Ian. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night, back here in the U.S. and that developing headline concerning SpaceX and its massive Starship rocket. Late this afternoon, the Super Heavy rocket blasting off from Texas for its 7th test flight. Minutes after the launch, the remarkable moment, the tower catching the booster in the air as it's returning to Earth. But moments after that, word came in that they might have lost the main rocket itself. SpaceX saying it came apart on re-entry. And another test flight earlier today, Blue Origin's New Glenn reusable rocket soaring into orbit on its maiden flight from Cape Canaveral. To the other news tonight, and we are learning this evening that the Southwest Airlines pilot who allegedly failed a sobriety test was actually pulled from the cockpit by police just before a flight to Chicago. Tonight, witnesses describing what they saw. And here's Trevor Ault.
Tonight, new details about the Southwest Airlines pilot pulled from the cockpit by police, allegedly failing a sobriety test on the jet bridge moments before he was set to take off. Pilot David Allsop was taken into custody early yesterday morning at Savannah Hilton Head Airport. The TSA says an officer contacted law enforcement reporting an individual in the crew screening lane who smelled of alcohol and appeared intoxicated. The flight was scheduled for a 6:05 a.m. takeoff to Chicago. Passengers had boarded when the arrest occurred.
One of the cops came back again, and he actually took that pilot with him off of the plane.
According to the police report, Allsop was seated in the cockpit performing pre-flight checks. The arresting officer saying he detected a strong odor of what seemed to be alcohol, adding Allsop claimed he last drank last night and had a few light beers. They conducted a sobriety test there on the jet bridge, and officers saying Allsop failed and refused a state-mandated blood test. According to authorities, the manager of the Southwest Airlines drug and alcohol team asked police to release Mr. Allsop to Southwest so they could carry out their own investigation, but police informed them he'd be taken to jail.
And David, federal regulations ban pilots from consuming alcohol within 8 hours of a flight takeoff. Southwest Airlines tells ABC this pilot has been removed from duty. David.
All right, Trevor Ault with us here tonight. Trevor, thank you. On Capitol Hill, President-elect Trump's pick to oversee America's economy, billionaire Scott Bessent, pressed by senators about the president-elect's plan to boost the economy with tax cuts, tariffs, and what the nominee said today about sanctions on Russia amid the war with Ukraine. Rachel Scott on the Hill tonight.
Tonight, the man President-elect Donald Trump has chosen to guide the American economy and tackle inflation, taking center stage on Capitol Hill. Treasury Secretary nominee Scott Bessent, a billionaire investor and hedge fund manager.
Today, I believe that President Trump has a generational opportunity to unleash a new economic golden age that will create more jobs, wealth, and prosperity for all Americans.
Republican senators asking Bessent to outline the stakes if Congress fails to achieve one of Trump's top priorities, extending his signature 2017 tax cuts.
If we do not renew and extend, then we will be facing an economic calamity.
Democrats pushing back, insisting the Trump tax cuts have only benefited the rich.
Now these wealthy people have more money than they know what to do with, and it is certainly not doing anything to lower prices for working families.
I believe that President Trump, and if confirmed myself, are committed to addressing this affordability crisis. And part of the affordability crisis stems from this great inflation that we've had.
Also facing questions today, Trump's picks for two key environmental roles. For Secretary of the Interior, former North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, and for EPA Administrator, former New York Congressman Lee Zeldin. Democrats pressing both nominees about Trump's pledge to roll back environmental regulations.
Do you agree with President-elect Trump that climate change is a hoax?
I believe that climate change is real, as I told you. As far as President Trump goes, the context that I've heard him speak about it was with a criticism of policies that have been acted because of climate change, and I think that he's concerned about the economic costs of some policies where there's a debate.
Republicans insist these nominees strike a balance between protecting the environment and the economy.
Congressman Zeldin will correct the course of the EPA.
And David, just one more note about Treasury Secretary nominee Scott Bessent. Today, during his confirmation hearing, he said he would support tougher sanctions on Russia amid its war with Ukraine. Some Democrats encouraged by those words. In the meantime, David, turning to the inauguration just 24 hours after President Biden warned of an oligarchy taking shape in America, what he called a tech industrial complex. Tonight, we have learned a growing list of tech CEOs plan to attend President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration on Monday. That list includes Apple's Tim Cook, SpaceX and Tesla's Elon Musk, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, Google's Sundar Pichai, and TikTok CEO Shou Chew. All of them, David, will have prominent seats for Donald Trump's swearing in, David.
You'll be right there with us on Monday. Live coverage all day long here on ABC of Donald Trump's inauguration. Thank you, Rachel. When we come back, the car stolen, a 4-year-old girl in the back seat, the frantic search to find her. There's late word coming in on this tonight. Also, the new report this evening on cancer in the U.S. and what they're now seeing in women and in young people. And those two passings to note tonight, including Mr. Baseball. Well, tonight we have learned a little girl has been found. She is okay after a frantic search. She was in the backseat of her mother's stolen car in Rock Island, Illinois. Police say her mother briefly ran into the house. Authorities say the vehicle was stolen within seconds. The little girl inside. The car recovered in 20 minutes, but the girl was found hours later. Tonight we've learned she's been reunited with her mother. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani reaching a settlement with 2 Georgia elections workers just hours after he was supposed to testify. Giuliani was supposed to be the first witness at a trial today to determine how he would fund a $148 million judgment to Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss after a jury ruled that he defamed them back in 2020. Tonight we know Giuliani gets to keep his Florida condo, New York City apartment, World Series rings, and this luxury convertible. In exchange, he has agreed to give them a certain amount of money and refrain from defaming them in the future. When we come back here tonight, the new report about cancer here in the U.S., what they're seeing in women and in young people, and the tributes tonight to a famous director. You'll know his films and his TV show, and the famous player and broadcaster we've lost as well, Mr. Baseball. To the index of other news, a new report by the American Cancer Society tonight finding certain cancers on the rise among women and younger adults, including breast, thyroid, and colorectal cancers. For the first time, cancer diagnoses in women ages 50 to 64 have now surpassed men. We learned today that director David Lynch has died.
So many of his peers considered him a visionary. Filmmaker David Lynch, born in 1946 in Missoula, Montana, nominated for 4 Academy Awards.
I can't believe it.
Mulholland Drive in 2001, what many considered his best film, exploring Hollywood's dark side. His first feature film, Eraserhead, a cult classic, The Elephant Man in 1980.
I am not an animal!
Blue Velvet in 1986. And it wasn't only film. Lynch was known for his groundbreaking TV series, Twin Peaks, right here on ABC in the early 90s. Last year, opening up about his emphysema diagnosis, David Lynch passing away just shy of his 79th birthday. His family tonight writing there's a big hole in the world now that he's no longer with us. But as he would say, keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole. Tonight, actor Kyle MacLachlan posting too, saying Lynch had a creative ocean bursting forth inside of him and was the most authentically alive person I'd ever met.
An incredible talent. And when we come back here, we also remember a Hall of Famer, broadcaster and actor, Mr. Baseball. Finally tonight here, celebrating Mr. Baseball.
They called him Mr. Baseball. Bob Uecker, a backup catcher turned comedian turned Hall of Fame broadcaster turned legend.
And this place is going bonkers.
Born and raised in Milwaukee, he reached the majors with his hometown team, the then Milwaukee Braves, in 1962. But he would become better known after playing baseball, a frequent on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Mr. Baseball, Bob Uecker.
It was Carson who first called him Mr. Baseball.
Now, this picture must be obviously of an exciting moment.
Yes, this is on a day when the ball club found out that I wasn't playing.
His sense of humor, his self-deprecating style, earning him fame and affection.
You're in the wrong seat, buddy. Come on. Oh, I must be in the front row.
This ad campaign for Miller Lite in the 80s.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried.
In '89, starring in the film Major League, he was Harry Doyle. Bob Uecker would always return home to Milwaukee, giving the play-by-play for the Brewers for 54 seasons.
Here it is. Swinging a drive.
With that signature catchphrase.
Way back. Get up. Get up. Get out of here and go.
Tonight, the Milwaukee Brewers, the team he loves so much, announcing Uecker's passing after a battle with small cell lung cancer. Tonight, Bob Uecker, in his own words.
Of all the things that I've done, this has always been number one, baseball. I could never wait for everything to get over to get back to baseball. No matter what else I ever did, baseball was the only way I wanted to go.
He loved baseball and he had a line for everything, and he made us laugh. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.